Hey you guys, so I just got out of surgery a few hours ago, so if my voice sounds funny, that's why. But this video of me right now is after I just threw up a ton after getting out of surgery. So we had some crazy bumps in the road after the surgery, and so we kind of give you a whole story time and lowdown on what happened, starting from the beginning to the end, and you are not going to believe what happened. If you think that my life has been bumpy so far in these past couple of videos, wait till you hear what happened today. It is so crazy, and here it is. Enjoy. Hey you guys, so I am out of surgery. It's been a few hours now. I'm feeling better, way better than I was. Oh my god, you guys are not gonna believe what happened. I swear to god, like, this literally, the past week of our lives could be turned into a movie with like how much drama has happened.
A Lifetime movie.
It's been so crazy, and if my voice sounds raspy, it's because they had to put you know, when they put you to sleep, they put a tube down. Yeah, so it's like scratchy. Okay, so where do we start? First, I just want to say my doctor was amazing and super compassionate, my surgeon and OBGYN. Also, the nurses and everybody that was like helping us there were so nice.
Yeah, they really were.
Yeah, and so that was a huge plus for us. But as you know, with our luck lately, things have not been going so well. And by the way, this is where they put my IV in, and then I have some bracelets I have to keep on for a little bit. But
IV, that's a whole other story.
Oh yeah, so maybe we start with that, because that was the beginning. So we got there, and everyone was super nice. A separate nurse came in to give me my IV, and I've gotten quite a few IVs throughout my life.
She was nice.
Yeah, super nice.
So that's the thing, is like, you know what I'm saying. She was nice, but
yeah,
like, it was not so smooth of a, I'll let you explain it, but.
Yeah, so normally like needles and IVs don't bother me too much. That's something that is just like whatever. It's like a poke, it's uncomfortable, but you know, I have worse things going on. So I don't normally like worry about that. Well, she put it in like super slow. And again, that's fine. It's a little painful, but it's not gonna ruin my day. But then like she wanted to a phlebotomist came in and wanted to draw blood. So normally they'll draw blood through the IV. It's common for them to do that. That way they don't have to poke you twice. I wish I would have been poked twice, you guys, because she was trying to get blood out of my IV with a syringe, and she had perforated, I think that's the correct perforated, yeah, my vein twice. I could feel it because she stuck the whole thing in, and it went straight through the vein, and then she had to come back out because you could see like the blood when it comes out, when it stops. And it was like really close to the skin, so you could see it like just like poking out. And Travis had a hard time. Did you have a hard time watching?
It was difficult for me to watch, because it was just like I'm not a phlebotomist, so I can't say like, oh, I couldn't do it better, because I obviously definitely can't. But just to watch it was like, this just does not look good. It
was a hot mess, but it gets better. So then the phlebotomist comes in and wants to draw blood. Well, she takes this like big syringe and tries to pull blood out, and some blood comes out, but it's not coming out, and it is so painful, and it's literally like not collapsing, but like squeezing the vein so much from the pressure that like the vein would like
it was so
go like this instead of be like open every time she pulled it out. And there was like a lot of air, and she kept pushing air in and out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die from this IV. It was like so dramatic, and I was just like already like just freaked out from like having to like have this surgery and everything, that like it was bad. But like then they ended up having to like put this on, because it was not good, like just the way that she put the IV, and I don't think it was like, I don't think it was right.
Well, yeah, and like we've all had our blood drawn a bunch. Like the blood comes out like pretty quick, and they fill up the vial, and boom. Yeah. Usually like you're getting like 4 or 5 vials, and so then this blood was just kind of sitting there, and she's like trying to suck it out. I'm like, shouldn't it be coming out like pretty easy?
And she couldn't. Like, she kept trying to do it, and it hurt so bad, because like my poor vein like just kept getting like sucked, and then pushed in, and then pushed out. And I was just like, oh my god. Eventually she's like, I I was having a hard time getting out. She was telling the phlebotomist is sitting there watching with his eyes like this. And he's like, it's okay, I'll just take what you have. Because I think that like he kind of knew like whatever she was doing.
Like that's enough, like, not like that's enough lady, but like that's enough blood, like for him, because he was doing whatever he was running.
So you guys, first of all, I also just want to let you guys know, this is kind of a little story time of like what happened today in surgery. I'll show you guys my incisions at the end of the video, so if you guys want to see that, you can wait till the end, or for people that get grossed out, you don't have to watch that
just
part.
Quick at the last 20 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, so you would think that that's the bad part, but it was not, you guys. As I say in each video, it gets worse, and I'm gonna stop saying that like this is as bad as it's gonna get, because I know that jinxes me. Is that even a word, jinxes? So
yeah, I jinx
myself every time. Okay, so what happened was I go back for surgery, and for anybody that's had surgery, like normally people are pretty nervous about it. It's like a scary thing, and you know, I was sad and scared, and you know, a lot of different emotions happening. Well, they took me back, and I had to say goodbye to Trav, and they took my phone, like I didn't have anything. Well, like, you know, time goes by, and I'm sitting there waiting back there like panicking because of like I have anxiety, and I'm just scared for the surgery, and I'm just like literally waiting, and then everyone's asking like, where's the doctor, and then finally someone comes up to me, and they're like, we're so sorry, but your doctor had an emergency, like somebody was giving birth and he had to like go do a surgery, like probably a C-section. And so I was like, okay, that's fine, no problem. You know, but at the same time I was just like, but I'm so scared, like I just want to get this over with. So the anesthesiologist came in and gave me like something to relax me, which helped, but it didn't last very long. Eventually we end up going, the doctor comes back, he apologizes, and I'm like, don't apologize, like it's fine, like have you eaten? I wanted to make sure like he had eaten and he was comfortable for the surgery, like not just because I want him to rush, but just because like I felt bad for him, because I know he's been so busy. Like he had a surgery before me, and then he had to go to emergency room, and then he had me, and like I just felt bad for my doctor, because like the poor guy has just been running
like
ragged.
Multitasking. Big time.
But he's so sweet, and he was so compassionate, and I'll tell you like what he did in a second. But so we go back in, and when you get into a surgery room, it's very cold and like scary. There's all these like machines and things all around you. It makes you like even more nervous. Well, the anesthesiologist was like, okay, we're gonna put a mask over you, and just, it's, you know, the medicine might make you feel a little funny. And I'm like, oh, it's fine, I've had anesthesia before, like it's scary, but like hurry up and just put me to sleep, like I want to get this over with. Whatever he put on my, like the mask that he put on, immediately something was not right. I was like, I don't feel right, this is not right, I don't like this, like make it stop. And as soon as I said that, the anesthesiologist, he's like, it's okay, just keep breathing it in. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to, like this is awful, like can you hurry up and just put me to sleep. My doctor, who is also performing the surgery, came over and like held my hand like tightly and was like, you know, letting me know like he was there. He didn't even have to say anything. He didn't say anything. He didn't have to. Just letting me know that like he was there, and like that it's gonna be okay. Like I could just feel that from him. So nice to have him in there, because I was just freaking out, you guys. And then like, and it felt like so long before they were putting me to sleep. Like normally they're supposed to like calm you down before they put you to sleep, and then they give you like the medicine or whatever. Like I was not being calmed down. I was freaking out. And then like, and it was a long time before they ended up like putting me to sleep. It felt like forever. Finally, I get put to sleep, thank God. They do the surgery. Everything goes well during the surgery, as far as I know. They took pictures, which they showed Travis. And
we don't have a copy.
We don't have a copy, but I'll try to get some so I could show you guys later on. But like, again, there was more scar tissue, and the tubes were like very diseased and unhealthy, so they had to take both of them out. A lot of people were like, don't let them take both your tubes out, just get a shot. It wasn't just because of like the ectopic pregnancy, it was just because my tubes were just really unhealthy and not safe to keep in, so they needed to be taken out. And then they also went ahead and did a DNC just to make sure, like as a precautionary measure, that like, you know, we wouldn't have to go in and do the surgery again in case for some reason, God forbid, you know, it implanted somewhere else, which they wouldn't be able to see because it was way too small.
Yes, yeah.
Because the pregnancy was bad, even though I was at like 6 weeks or something. So that happens, surgery goes well, they take the tubes out, And then I go into recovery, you guys. Oh, whoa, what just happened here? Did I just scratch myself? I must have scratched myself and not known it.
Yeah.
This is where Travis can tell you a little bit, because I think I was out of it for quite a while, but...
Well, oh, yeah, well, they ended up pushing the thing back, like the surgery time, like the start time, which I didn't know for a while, so I figure that they're right in the middle of, like, doing surgery and stuff like that, and then they come in, and they're like... And it was way too soon for them to be, like, totally done, and so I was like, oh, gosh, like... Oh, what's going on? Because they were like, oh, like there's a phone call for you in the other room. There's like 2 waiting areas or something. So I go in the other one and I'm like, who's calling? Like
he was probably freaking out because something happened to me, like something went wrong.
Yeah, because I don't know. I had a nurse like come in like the room and ask if there was a Travis, and then they took me to another room to answer a phone, and that was the phone. When I picked up, I'm like, you know, like, oh gosh, like what do you get? What's going on? Like I've never. Someone's always like come and talk to me and or something.
After the surgery, right? Like
no.
Oh.
Before.
Oh.
Anyways, and so I was like very weirded out or like worried about that, like concerned. And then when after talking to him for like a little while, I was like trying to like understand, like, oh, the doctor had to do this, and I'm like, well, wait, what, like, well, what's going on? And they finally told me, they're like, oh, you had to go do the deliver a baby, so they're starting later. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I was like freaking out about it. So anyways, so that got pushed and stuff. So yeah, so
what? Basically, when I came out of surgery, was there anything else that happened during my surgery that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, it's just like that, like delayed part, and then I get that phone call, like, or I have a nurse come and tell me there's a phone call and stuff like that. Like that was like
that's scary.
Yeah, that was like worrisome for sure.
So then when I got out of recovery, for those of you guys that don't know, I've had many surgeries. Plastic surgery, like medical surgeries, my back, like with all this fertility stuff. Like I've had a lot of surgeries. I have never in my whole entire life come out of a surgery feeling
woken up after surgery
the way that I did. Something was not right. I don't know if they accidentally like maybe a little bit overdosed me on the anesthesia, not the pain medicine, because I know pain medicine, if they give you too much of that, sometimes it's hard for you to breathe. I felt like I was going to die. I was, for one, when I came out, my vitals were really high. Travis was like freaking out because my vitals were really, really high. They keep you like hooked up to the monitors, and I had a nurse literally sitting next to me the whole time, like trying to like get me better. I could not open my eyes. It felt like I was stuck under anesthesia, but I could hear everything that was going on around me, and I felt so sick. Like I felt
you weren't doing well.
I was not doing well,
especially like when I came in. Well, the whole time I was there, but when I came in, I was like this isn't good. This is not going to be good.
It was awful. It was so awful. And I'm like, I don't feel right. I kept telling the nurse, there's something wrong. I don't feel right. Like, I've had lots of surgeries. I've never felt like this before. I was shaking uncontrollably. But
you were like hot, but like you weren't cold, but you were shivering. Like, yeah, it was just really, because I was like, are you cold, babe? And like, let me get your blanket. You're like, no, I'm hot. But she's like shaking.
I was shaking so bad that the nurse had to give me Demerol to stop my shaking, which helped. That actually did help me with my shaking.
I don't know what it was, but he gave you something.
I don't know what it does, but it made my shaking stop. It did help make it so it was a little harder for me to breathe, but like that went away pretty quickly. Anyway, I felt sick for so long, and the nurse even said like she doesn't look good. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick. And I've been sick after surgery, but I'm telling you, this was not the same as just feeling like sick from anesthesia. It was not like that. It was something completely different. But as soon as and this is how I know, because as soon as I threw up, I think they gave me one of these.
Yeah.
And as soon as I threw up so much.
She was throwing up a lot. I was holding the bag while you were throwing up. And like she's throwing up a lot, and I mean it's just I'm I haven't had that many surgeries at all, but like I can't imagine laying down in a bed, not, you know, sitting up or leaning over a toilet, like laying back in a bed and like throwing up in a bag, like
after I just had a laparoscopy.
after you just had, yeah, what happens? Like your whole, all your muscles, like your stomach tenses up, tightens up.
Yeah, so bad. I had so much work done, and I was like definitely probably ruptured like one of the sutures when I was throwing up, because my belly button, I'll show you guys later, but like my belly button is like completely filled with blood. You could see it. So that was definitely not fun. Throwing up like a lot, and I threw up so much. I feel so bad for the nurse, because he walked out when I started throwing up. I don't know if like some people can't see people throw up, it makes them want to be sick. And some people are okay with like blood and all that stuff, because I went to nursing school for a little bit, so I know like certain people. I don't think my nurse liked people throwing up, so I felt bad for him. I kept apologizing to him. But you guys, as soon as I threw up, I immediately felt better. So I really think it was like whatever the anesthesia, whatever they gave me in there was like no bueno. Bandit, it's okay, buddy.
He's all right. We're okay, Bandit. We're laying on the bed and he thinks we're not okay.
Yeah. So basically, make a long story well, it's not a long story short, because it's now 15
make a long story
minutes.
Long.
But like, I just want to fill you guys in on what happened, because it's just crazy. But
well, one thing that I have to like say, which is crazy, is like with Shannon, if she says like something's going on, she's like, I feel really sick, I feel nauseous. I'm like, oh, you're just like, you know, the drugs are run through your system, it's just gotta take some time. It's like, no, I don't feel well. It's like, okay, like let it go through, and like kind of like not downplay it, but try to like get her out of like the mindset of feeling. But it's like, no, something's wrong, and then blue, like she's like throwing up. Like when we went to the emergency room the other day, you're like, something's not right, and it's kind of like, well, okay, well, we'll go on in, and of course, like,
well, Travis was like, it's probably just a cyst.
Pregnancy, and it's just like, she knows what's going on.
Everybody knows their body, you know what I mean?
She knows her body very, very well when like stuff like that's gonna happen, and sure enough, like you start throwing up because we're feeling sick, and yeah. It's
been a really, really, really rough day. I mean, not rough day, it's been a rough day, but it's been a really, really rough week.
Rough, long time.
We've just gone through a lot, and oh, your phone's ringing. Do you want to grab that? Oh, it just stopped.
It did ring.
Let me look at my phone and see if someone's trying to call me. Oh, no one's trying to call me. My sister called me earlier, but anyway, so I'm doing much better now, you guys. Obviously, I'm in a lot of pain still, but and I was really scared to take pain medicine. I was like really holding off, and Travis was like, Shannon, you've got to take your pain medicine, because you're gonna be really hurting. Like, pick your poison, because the pain medicine makes me feel nauseous and not feel good either. But I'm doing good. They gave me like I don't know if you guys can
they
see
gave
it
you an additional I don't know, it's like a
also it's like an anti-nausea thing or whatever. But like, it's so funny because they gave me Zofran like when I got out, and like normally they give you that like from the anesthesia because it makes you sick. They'll give you some Zofran in your IV so that the anesthesia doesn't make you like sick or whatever. But they had already given me that, and so that's how I know that it wasn't like, oh, I just got sick from anesthesia. Like, they gave me way too much because it made me like really, really fucked up. But yeah, then they gave me this thing, and I was still, even after all that, I was like, I still feel sick. And they're like, you shouldn't feel sick. We gave you Zofran, and we gave this little sticker thing, like, you shouldn't feel sick. I'm like, I'm gonna throw up, like, someone needs to give me something. And then I ended up throwing up a lot. But anyway, that's all in the past. It's all behind me. Thank the good Lord up above, because let me tell you, I was not doing well earlier, but I'm feeling much better. And I just have to say that I have received hundreds and hundreds of comments and messages all across social media, like my vlog channel, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, everywhere, of you guys just sending in your love for Trav and I, and
well wishes.
Yeah, and I can't tell you, like, honestly, how much it means. It's been really rough, and so you guys have made it a lot more bearable with like all your love and support and reading your messages. It just makes me feel so much better. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So for those of you guys that want to see my incisions, it's funny because I had a laparoscopy like a year ago, 2 days. Wait, am I saying that right? I feel like I'm not saying that right.
A year and a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I had a laparoscopy,
exactly like a year,
and they did
basically.
the incision here and on this side and right here. And this year they did it here, here, and on this side. So I'm not allowed to take the Band-Aids off for 2 days. And then there's little steri strips underneath, and those just fall off on their own. But it doesn't look bad, but I promise you, it hurts more than it looks.
They did a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah. So I'm tubeless, you guys. I have no more tubes. But that's okay, because everything happens for a reason. And I know that no matter how bad life can be, that it always works out for the best in the end. So I just have to keep telling myself that, and then also know that, like, you know, this is a learning experience, and hopefully, like, you know, my story, like, documenting all this hasn't been easy, because a lot of people have been like rude, but obviously we've gotten way more love. But like, documenting this, if it could help one person, like, it will all be worth it, you know. And there's been people that have made videos and reached out, like, sharing their story of something similar that they've gone through, and it just makes me feel like less alone, and that's so nice. Like, you have no idea how good that feels when you're going through something like this, because you feel so alone. So, all right, I think this is a long enough vlog, but I wanted to update you guys. I'll keep you posted. I know, like, day 2 and 3 are probably the worst days, like, as far as pain goes, but I almost forgot to show you guys, but this was so sweet. I just got some flowers from the team at the warehouse that have been helping me out with my subscription box, and so I just want to say thank you so much. Also, my friend Kristen sent me flowers, Style Hall has, so thank you guys all so much for all your love and support. It means so much to me, and I love staring at these beautiful roses. I'll keep you posted. Again, thank you so much. We love you. Was there anything you wanted to say?
No, just recovery time now.
Yeah. So we're sending you all of our love and all of our positive energy, and we hope to see you in our next video.
Mwah.